Michael, oh, I'm sorry. Jonah got to call you. Jonah must call you now that you're wearing a tie.
So grudging. I got two questions. The first one's on Commissioner Sewell. Are you or is anyone in the administration making kind of a behind-the-scenes push to keep her on as commissioner? And if so, what's that look like?
First, I did a lengthy on-topic, off-topic the other day, talking about the commissioner. As of that day, that book is closed. There's no more conversations I'm having on that. I've answered all the questions I'm going to answer. I have a city to run. I was blessed to have a great commissioner who assisted in bringing down crime, and we're looking forward to the next chapter in the NYPD's very rich history. But I have no more questions on Commissioner Sewell that I'm going to answer.
The other question I have is on migrants. You mentioned recently the prospect of housing migrants at Gracie Mansion, and that there were some kind of legal issues to get hashed out. Do you have any clarity on what those issues are, how they can be kind of addressed?
I think that leading this challenge of the migrant problem is both substantive and symbolic. And as I always say, the good generals lead from the front. They don't send their troops into battle and ask, how was the war? They lead them into battle. And so the symbolism of saying, hey, I'm willing to put a homeless family in Gracie is that symbolism. There seems to be some legal issues with that. The law department looked at it, and we're never going to break the law. And so we'll be able to know what we can do and what we can't do as a symbolism of saying I'm willing to open up the people's house to the people of the city.
Hi, Mayor Adams.
Katie.
I have a question about First Deputy Commissioner Caban. My colleague Greg Smith wrote a story about a CCRB substantiation, that's how you pronounce that word, yeah, of the wrongful arrest he made and an accusation that had, I guess it was, he said he'd get the broomstick, which had echoes of the Abner Molina case, Justin Volpe, went to prison for that. So I wanted to get your take on it. If you read the story, if you've talked about it, there's been some rumors that he could replace, I won't mention Sewell, but I want to get your take on that story and perhaps some concerns there.
I'm not familiar with that case. I know that Commissioner Caban is a professional. He served in some extremely difficult assignments in Brooklyn North during some very difficult periods of time. His long, rich history in the department, his family members. His dad was a transit cop, during the time when, it was hard being a transit cop. And I think that he's an optimum professional. And so I don't know the rumors that are flying around room 9. Okay, the shack. I don't know what they're saying. But for the next few days, we have a commissioner. And when it's time to announce any new commissioner, we'll make sure that we give you the scoop, after we tell the whole press corps, but I'm not familiar with that CCRB, and I don't know when it happened, how long ago it happened. But it's imperative that we always are professional when we're out there.
So I'm going to ask you a slightly more general public safety question.
Yes.
Without mentioning it.
About who?
I was wondering, when you set up the org chart, when you started your government, how did you think about the roles of the police commissioner and the deputy mayor for public safety, and maybe any interplay, or do you expect different things from them? Could you talk a little bit more about just the thought process more generally behind this too?
What I discovered, and I want to go back to what I keep saying over and over again, that I don't think it has really resonated with a lot of people. I am one of the few mayors, if any, that has actually been in city agencies. And the biggest challenge in city agencies is the fact that there are too many silos. So we have a public safety apparatus, Parks Police, Department of Correction, NYPD, homeless service police, hospital police. We have all of these pieces that when we have major incidents, we're unable to mobilize the full complement of public safety. So I wanted a deputy mayor of public safety that would look at all of those entities and when need be to make sure that we are in alignment with the day-to-day plan and execution. It's a great idea. I had a former chief of department who understood law enforcement, and he came in and he did it. He's doing an amazing job. And there's so many things that happened behind the scene that's crucial for the functionality of how we use our public safety apparatus. And it has worked well for the city. Crime is down. New technology is being introduced. The partnerships we're having with corporate America to come in and assist us in public safety. When you start looking at some of the things that we are doing because we have that deputy mayor of public safety, it is just really commendable. It was a brilliant idea on a person who thought about it. Oh, that was me, so it was just a real win.
Yeah. So there's a case Tuesday that is somewhat similar to the Jordan Neely, Daniel Penny case. A man on the subway stabs another possibly emotionally disturbed man who was harassing passengers, getting violent with passengers. He was immediately arrested. His lawyer is claiming possible racism or a double standard because he's saying, well, why aren't the police investigating more before arresting his client? Meanwhile, Daniel Penny was out almost 2 weeks before he was arrested. Can you comment on that? Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you think there was a double standard or race at play? This man who was arrested and who is now claiming self-defense is black versus Daniel Penny, who is white.
The wheels of justice grind slowly but exceedingly fine, as Dr. King once said in some way or another. That process is beyond my control. We have a criminal justice system. I really respect our criminal justice system. It doesn't always get the results that I want personally, but it is a system, and that system is going to run its course. And it is very challenging to look at case A and say, why did this happen here? And case B, why did it happen here? That is extremely challenging to do. And from a distance, that is how people respond and understand. I understand that, but if our criminal justice system operated on that, that would be frightening for me.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
earlier in the week, it was reported that you were looking to suspend the 90-day rule for executive action, and then also thinking about vetoing the package of council bills to expand city FEPs. Are those two things that you're considering doing still?
We did not put out an advisory of doing either of those items. The amazing, kind-hearted, gentle, loving, caring Fabian Levy will let you know when we're going to make any announcement. Until we so once we make that decision, we'll let you know how we're going to flow.
So I have a question about housing migrants. Have you asked Governor Hochul to use SUNY campuses to house migrants?
Everything is on the table. We've had multiple conversations of wherever we can get space. We are looking at, but again, I want to emphasize, this is not sustainable. This can't be a game of let's see if we can find space this week. This problem must be resolved. We must have federal intervention, real immigration reforms from Congress. We need to allow the migrant asylum seekers to work, which is just beyond comprehension why we're not doing this now. But any plan that is, hey, let's cross our fingers and hope we can find space is a flawed plan. But we do want the state to do their share. We saw that in White Plains and Albany, two different groups of governance. One is those two locales are saying, let's step up, let's do our part, while at the same time we have other municipalities that benefit from New York City trying to find creative ways to be discriminatory. But this is a state and federal problem. It's not a New York City only problem.
Have you asked her or no?
We ask for every space that's possible.